After School is a movie kind of dealing with another detached adolescent, but I think it's foolish, and I've been reading a lot of reviews of it and comparisons of it to Gus Van Sant's Elephant. And obviously I see where they draw those comparisons, and I do agree that it may seem a little derivative of the kind of like prepubescent malaise quiet dramas about, teenagers beforehand. But what I find is different about Antonio Campos After School is some of the ways that he sets up shots and some of the subject matter. This isn't just a movie simply about, how gut-wrenchingly awful high school can be. And it's not just a movie about a tragedy unfolding in this high school setting. And first I'm going to talk about how his shots and setups I find were really different and really important in creating this tension. I wanted to talk about a shot in the film that really, really was unsettling for me and really set the tone of the whole movie. Obviously, it is the most important shot, but I feel it's the death scene between the Talbot sisters. And he talked about it in the Q&A, which I really enjoyed, because while I was watching it, I was thinking to myself just how difficult this could possibly be to shoot, to allow a really admirable young cast, not working with a lot, to let this situation unfold for about 5 to 7 minutes. And that's what I feel sets Antonio Campos apart from what he's been compared to in terms of just cinematography. I mean, admittedly, he does use the long pans, and he focuses on very specific conversations for a long time, which makes a movie like this difficult to get through and watch. But the death scene, he posed it. It was off-kilter and very interesting to look at. And that's something that, of course, a friend told me, only debut filmmaker would really do, because it's a big risk to shoot something like that for that long and to rely on magic to happen almost from them performing something as surreal as a coke overdose, not even a coke overdose, snorting rat poison, and their performance was amazing. To the initial build up of reaction after that really amazed me and really, really was incredibly effective. And who's watching who? Is it Ezra who's watching and kind of living vicariously through these YouTube clips and other clips that he's watching on the internet? Or who's watching Ezra and what he does throughout the movie? Who's videotaping him holding one of the Talbot girls as they die, and who's posting it to these hosting websites? And that is something incredibly relevant that I wish was dealt with more in the movie, because being a viewer, I mean, I understood where he was going with it, but I felt like it wasn't revisited enough for it to be a huge theme. That was basically my only issue. I think it's an incredibly important, interesting topic to discuss, especially how it relates to adolescence and detachment. And I hope that in the future he can really hunker down on that issue as far as the film is concerned. An amazing debut, and I'm so excited to see what he comes up with next, really.